In a scathing report, Auditor General Julia Mullally says that she's found strong indicators of fraud at the English school district. But the case is complex, and she says she's unable to quantify the losses to taxpayers. NTV's Heather Gillis is live with us tonight with more on the story. Heather?
Thank you very much, Glenn. Well, Auditor General Julia Mullally calls this a spending scandal, but on a different scale. And she zeroed in on staff at the facilities branch of the Eastern region in the school district. Meanwhile, the school district says those responsible have been fired.
The Auditor General's investigation into the English school district covers a 5-year period from 2011 to 2016. Mullally reviewed nearly 18,000 invoices from the facilities branch in the Eastern region, worth $20 million. She couldn't find about 2,500 invoices.
Again, what I can say about it is very significant deficiencies and strong indicators of possible fraudulent activity.
NTV's Heather Gillis joins us live with more on that story. Heather?
Thank you very much, Glenn. Well, people on income support must have at least 8 medically necessary appointments a month to qualify for a government-funded bus pass. The NDP says that policy is driving people further into poverty. And here are some of those people's stories.
Where am I getting that money?
Sabrina Somerton is a mother of 2. Her son has health problems and has to go back and forth to the doctor often.
He had breathing issues and holes in his heart.
The family was cut off from their government-funded bus pass because a letter from the doctor was improperly worded. A pass costs $75 a month per adult and $45 per child.
NTV's Heather Gillis is live now with the details. Heather?
Thank you very much, Tony. Well, Mary Pratt's paintings are instantly recognizable, even if you know very little about art. They are her lasting legacy now, as Mary Pratt died yesterday, surrounded by her family.
Retired teacher Dan Meads has owned a car since the early 1970s. He says he's always paid for his registration stickers on time, but he didn't realize he hadn't renewed them until he was pulled over by police in Mount Pearl last week.
The car pulled me over, asked me for my license, insurance, registration. License and insurance I had. Registration, I dug through the glove box several times to try and find it.
Dan Mead says he's going to take his $250 ticket and contest it in traffic court. However, no date has been set. Heather Gillis, NTV News.
As NTV's Heather Gillis reports, the special dog started out as a stray.
After 9 years of service to the RCMP, Luke is saying goodbye to his many colleagues. The 11-year-old narcotic detection dog is retiring. But life wasn't always this good for Luke. He used to be a stray. In the meantime, there's a hot new recruit on Luke's tail. This is Lucas, who's in the early stages of training to become a police dog, too.
Well, this is Luke's last day on the job. He'll still be with the RCMP family. Another dog handler has adopted him. He's going to take him home and has 2 kids, where Luke will get lots of love. Heather Gillis, NTV News.
Well, we do see firefighters at work all the time, including at the Miller Center, but do we really know what their job involves? Politicians and the media found out today, including NTV's Heather Gillis.
When firefighters get a call, they're on the scene in about 6 minutes, and they never know what they'll encounter. Today, Premier Dwight Ball, St. John's Mayor Danny Breen, and other politicians got a first-hand look at what that's like.
So our first task of the day is to enter a confined space with high heat and 0 visibility. We need to break down a wall and save the victim.
And safety is always first.
As soon as one person's air alarm goes low, 2 of you are out.
We have to both go.
Right.
All right, Mayor Breen, let's go.
Inside something firefighters can face, crawling through a collapsed building.
Okay, here we go.
Then we break through a gyprock wall, squirm in between the studs, and locate our victim.
Whew, that was cool. I don't want to do what you do.
I'll never say I had a hard day at the office again.
Come on, please, do what you can for us. Please.
3/4 of the calls firefighters respond to are for medical assistance. In this scenario, a 28-year-old female is unconscious and there's a red alert, meaning no ambulance is available. something that happens 2 to 3 times a shift.
Continue with compressions.
We don't like red alerts no more than anyone, but we really need to find out, what is actually causing those red alerts. And if it's about resources, well, these are discussions that we need to have.
All right, so for our third task of the day, we had to go up 2 floors of stairs with a fire hose and then rescue our baby victim.
I thought I had a good understanding of how the fire department worked and what firefighters and first responders do, but I can tell you this was an eye-opener for me this morning.
And Greg Smith, president of the St. John's Firefighters Association, says that's exactly the point of Fire Ops 101.
So they have an understanding of when we come and look for, a superior piece of equipment, or when we have discussions about staffing, that they have an appreciation, they do need X for staffing, they do need X for the equipment.
All right, rappelling.
Then it's on to high-angle rescues. The St. John's Regional Fire Department does some of the highest volumes of these calls in the country.
In the real world, you have rocks falling, you have trees, so you kind of got to be aware of all that stuff. But we are rappelling off a building. It's fun.
40 firefighters volunteered for today's exercise, men and women who often witness indescribable trauma and carnage. And their union is now calling on the province for presumptive coverage for PTSD to help them continue serving the community. Heather Gillis, NTV News.